Welcome, everybody, to the Triggers On podcast. It is I, Jacob Moore, the self-proclaimed, critically acclaimed, no more need to explain Jacob Moore, the self-proclaimed sports analyst. And, of course, we're joined... Where's... Pardon?
Without a hat.
Yeah, because, I'm trying the whole spiky hair look, because, people say I look younger with the spiky hair. So I gotta look young, okay?
I'm with it.
I still want to get ID'd when I go get my white girl twisted tees.
Ah, yes, sir. Okay.
And of course, I'm joined by Mr. Lane Dashing Dash. Go on, Mr. Moore, for your money.
Woo!
Dan, I think you could do a better woo than that.
Oh, that's pretty good, though.
That was mediocre. Come on, I want more.
Woo!
That was better. So we have a action-packed show. We're gonna go over the CFL, what was going on this week. There's a game currently going on in the NFL because I would be curious to see the TV ratings in North America for these 9:30 in the morning starts.
What a boring game that is right now. 20-6.
Thank you, Connor. See, Connor gets what I'm saying, right? When you get the hair like this, you clean shave, I end up looking like I'm a teenager again. Yeah.
Nice.
And Shades has joined the Woo Club, Mr. Moore.
That's right.
Woo! But I think we should start off as much as we normally lead off of CFL, we lead off with NFL. Let's be honest. Right now, the biggest thing in sports right now is currently the Blue Jays story here.
Yeah.
So let's quickly lead off with the Jays. You win the division. You lose, you still might win the division. Depends what happens. And yeah, I do agree with you, Shades, the London nonsense. I don't fully get this NFL thing of doing games all over the planet. And the games are dead anyways. Like the Steelers are being... Oh, there you go, Dan. You'll be happy. Aaron Rodgers is playing well.
Yay.
So far, I might have to buy Dan a coffee instead of Dan wearing a clown suit. But you know what? You look at it for the Jays, right? You got Kevin Gausman on the mound, and I've had people say they shouldn't be starting Gausman to save him for the playoffs. You need this win. You got to run with your ace.
100%.
Yeah, I agree.
It either would have had to be Gausman or Bieber.
You're even okay giving him a free parking spot for today's game. That's how important today's game.
Yeah, when you really look at the standing, it's crazy how much can really change today in the American League. So right now you got the Blue Jays in first, obviously. The Mariners are in second, and the Cleveland Guardians are actually in third. Now, two of those we really could see a flip between first and third in the wild card for both the leaders and the wild card. For example, like you said, if the Jays lose and the Yankees win, the Yankees become the number one team in the league, and the Jays will drop to the number one wild card. And if the Cleveland Guardians lose and Detroit wins, Detroit would then take the division lead, and the Cleveland Guardians could drop to number 3. So we really could see both the 1 and 3 spot in both the division lead and the wild card sort of flip today. Now, the only thing that would change for playoff wise would be that the only teams that would get that could change the bye are the Yankees or the Blue Jays. If you're Cleveland and Detroit will still be playing in the first round, it just depends on who they're facing.
All I know is if you're the Jays, you just win this game and make nothing else matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Plain and simple.
And historically, they have struggled against Tampa, but they are up 2-0 in this series. For at home, they have a better home record. That's why it's so crucial for the Jays to have home diamond. I can't say home field, but home diamond in the playoffs because, they got a way better home record than away record versus the Yankees. They're almost even home and away. I know they're a little bit better home, but they're okay away as well.
And one thing that's going to be tough for the Jays too in this one though, they've burnt a lot of their relief pitchers, right? Like you look yesterday, so many of their guys had to go, including the last few games. That you need Gausman to probably try to get you a 7-8 inning.
Which he can do.
Which, obviously, he can do that, right?
Also, so win your first game in the playoffs. Now, the nice thing is you do get a couple of days off between.
But if you win this game, Dan, I don't see why Gosman can't play Game 1 in the playoffs again.
Well, that's
Well, that's what I'm
fine.
saying, because a couple of days off, right? Because the playoffs start when October 1st, so the playoffs don't start until Wednesday, technically. So even if he plays today, 8 innings, he's got like 2 days or so to recover.
And then you
Well,
gotta
no, if
play
he
the
plays today, he's not going to play in the Game 1 of the wild card. If they win today and they get the wild card bye, which I think this team needs, then yeah, I think Gosman. Then you can go with Gosman and Bieber in your first 2 games and put in your 2 best pitchers to start to try to get an early series lead. But I mean, I don't even think the Jays are thinking that far ahead. I think you're thinking right now, this game is your playoff game. It's like what Cody Fajardo said after the Edmonton Elks game. Every game right now is we play as a playoff game, and that's what the Jays need to. I think have been playing like in this series against Tampa. Every game is a playoff game. Win them, win the division, get the bye. And in baseball, the winning the division actually matters. It's not like in hockey, where winning the division means absolutely nothing.
Well, because of the whole wild card situation. That's why people argue they added wild card to NHL. It could be a little more exciting.
No, if you want to fix NHL playoffs, just go back to 1 versus 8. But that's not happening under Gary Bettman.
But yeah, and then also then you look at the National League, and now this is where I want to have an interesting conversation. So, and it's funny when you think about it, because Juan Soto, if we go back in time a little bit, go back in reverse a bit. Yeah. Juan Soto said, I want to sign with a team that makes the playoffs. I don't want to sign in Toronto because they suck. I want to sign with a playoff team. Well, I don't even see. I know we're not supposed to have our cell phones on there, but can you read what team is not in the playoffs right now?
Mets.
The New York Mets.
Wow.
So as of right now, if the Cincinnati Reds win, even if the Mets win, Juan Soto has to sit at home and watch and eat popcorn and watch George Springer hit some dingers, and I'm gonna love that. I so badly want that to happen after all that smack talk that he said about how the Jays aren't good enough and how the Mets are this mecha team. I cannot wait for them to miss the playoff. I think that would just be like amazing.
Well, at least Soto's got $700 million to chill with him at home.
True.
But
I will say, I don't know if you boys agree with me or not. I don't remember a team that's ever done what the Jays have done, have gone from the worst team in the division to potentially being the best team in like a year. I think that hasn't happened since the 70s.
It's crazy.
So, no matter what happens this season, I think the Jays will consider this season somewhat successful.
Oh, for sure.
If they go out, if they don't win the division and they go out in the wild card, you are going to have to reevaluate, because September baseball has been hit and miss, and so was August.
What I'm so upset about when we were here in the island back in March, spring training camp with Guerrero down in Florida and having a contract and everything, I predicted the Jays to get 98 wins, and I almost said 94 wins. And I'm like, no, give them the extra 4 wins, give them 98. I should have said 94. That would have been dead on if they win today.
Yeah, Keith Smith in the comments, Springer dinger, and you know what's funny actually? Speaking of Springer, he's the first Blue Jay, I think. I forget what year they said, but the first Blue Jay that'll be leading the team in stolen bases and home runs. Yeah. I can't believe he leads the team in stolen bases. That's crazy.
Is that crazy?
I thought it was going to be Kirk.
Oh my God!
he got one.
You got one. First is clear.
I'm surprised not Bo Bichette, but I don't know how it's not.
Well, that's one reason, too. You keep saying we're struggling in September, right? They've lost Bo Bichette for most of this month. And I think this has just proved how much his contract is really worth, because he is the Jays, arguably the Jays' best player.
He's the MVP. It's not even a question.
Right, exactly. And without him in the lineup, your team struggled a lot more. So I think you proves you have to bring him. And if you do, what's the magic number? 300 million, 400 million, 500 million,
for Springer?
600 million? No, for Bo Bichette.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Springer. I was like,
no. I love Springer, but he's, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know who's under contract, who's free agent, top of my head for next year. But
look, at the end of the day, though, the Bichette deal, it's going to depend.
Yeah.
Sorry, my allergies are bugging me today, but it's going to depend with the Jays, with Bichette, because I get what you're saying, Dan. That's why they've been struggling in September, but I don't think that's an excuse.
No.
Do you know why you have bad allergies? Because we're not sponsored by an allergy medicine company yet, but we could be.
We don't
Truthfully,
even-
Island team, I'm still getting over that little bit of that chest cold, so I'm fighting it out for you. I'm in the ring.
So
with that
what I want to
cold.
before we move on, what do you like? What do you do if you're John Schneider? Like that's my question right now. Like, are you sitting there with your tablet in the dugout, actively watching the score? Let's just say that Baltimore Orioles get up to a 7-0 lead. You're like, hey, Gosman, get out of here.
No,
I would
not
be.
at
Why
all.
not? You got to watch the scores. No.
No. Just play your game. Do your job. Do your job.
Canadian
Because,
legend.
let's be honest, if any team would come back from a massive hole, it's the Yankees with their batting ability. So let's
True.
say Baltimore goes up 9-0 after the third. You pull Gosman, your bullpen sucks, you lose, Yankees win 10-9. Now you look like an idiot.
True.
And back to the comment section here, I saw the All-Canadian legend right now, and I'm still floating so hard to hop on a panel when I'm... Oh, yeah, you went to see Brian Adams, Key.
Yes. Oh, cool.
Brian Adams, Canadian icon.
Summer of '69.
Back
So
to
go
the
99 maybe.
Yeah. The summer of '69. Well, this fall is going to be like 1999.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it might not be because the
Well, that
Ticats
was
were
pretty
awful
last night.
yesterday.
Okay, I gotta say this. The one time I need Hamilton to win a game for Toronto,
I told you.
completely and utterly collapsed.
They must have got a wrong batch of that sushi.
It was. Yeah,
That was
also, too, let's
horrible,
be
man.
honest. I think Zach Collaros felt like he had something to prove to all the people said that he should retire and went out and played pretty much a perfect game.
For sure.
No, I also thought Hamilton played terrible. Greg Bell played well, but you could really see with no Jamal Peters on the corner that Zach Collaros was just ripping that corner apart every chance he got.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But it's a very interesting playoff race now in the CFL. I hate to say it, but I as an Argo fan, I think the season's basically done.
Jacob Moore has finally seen the light.
Okay, calm
light
down.
Of day.
The only way mathematically they can still make it is either BC or Winnipeg have to lose out and Toronto has to win out. It's not mathematically impossible, but is it likely? Okay, actually, I'm going to put it this way. If Toronto needed 3 wins out of their next 3 and nothing else needed to happen, I would still have more faith than what I do about BC and Winnipeg both losing every game.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's kind of my issue, right? Yeah. The only thing is, both BC and Winnipeg have been inconsistent. Calgary could lose every game and Toronto could get in.
No,
laugh at me when you say that. Calgary's playing double dog poop right now.
Well, I guess Calgary has the same amount of wins as Winnipeg right now.
Yep. Now they have played one less game, but in theory, Calgary could only win one of their next 4. Toronto wins their next 3. Toronto potentially makes the playoffs still. Look, am I saying it's likely? Absolutely not. I think, unfortunately, the Nick Arbuckle injury in that one game against Montreal, as much as I don't blame Jared Dagey, unlike Dan, who blames the third-string quarterback, but does it true? I'll be honest, the guy that I put a lot of the blame on in that game against BC was Winton McManus. There was a tackle there. He could have stopped Nathan Rourke from getting the short yardage and steering the game. He had him, and he just let him get through his hands. You can't let that happen. The problem is, and this is where Dan and I disagree on a lot of things, I blame the players making the most money. Lane, do you think that's fair?
Yeah, I think that's fair because they have the most responsibility. When you make the most amount of money in any sport, whether it's curling, soccer, you're being paid the most. You're expected to do more because, quite frankly, the argument is, well, if you can't do it, then why are you making the big bucks? You get paid the big bucks to go make the big plays. It's something we talked about with Vladdy, how he hasn't been the guy, even though he's got the $500 million and he gets to go to Tim Hortons and buy the entire Tim Hortons and go back and give all his friends the donuts. At the end of the day, he's not the one making the plays, and he should be the one. I don't care what sport, I don't care what excuse. If you're the guy making $30 million, $50 million, $15 million. If you're at the top of your team making the highest salary, you need to be the MVP every night, or don't
And
make the money.
obviously, actually, your Edmonton team has a better chance of making the playoffs than my Argos do right now with your big win this week. But I look at it with Toronto, and I can't blame Jared Dagey for keeping the game close enough to have an opportunity to win it on a final drive.
He literally lost the game.
On a play that was Pat Dan.
Literally.
We're not going to get into this whole game. So it was 2 weeks ago, but it was clearly pass interference, and you're blind for not seeing it. You were the only person I've talked to who says they didn't see the PI on that final play.
I get his PI, but still, like, come on, you gotta go
no. You know
and take responsibility.
Okay, then I'm just going to throw this out there. Where is a guy like Chad Kelly's responsibility? He was supposed to be back by week frickin' 2.
He's on the sideline saying fitty.
Exactly. He's going on social media, going on about the comeback, which I actually think screwed up some mentality of this team.
Yeah.
Look, at the end of the day, I think the Argos, unfortunately now, I mean, the coaching staff and everything, they're going to be preparing, but Pinball is looking at next year right now.
Mm-hmm.
And for next year, he's got to look at it and be like, if I re-sign Nick Arbuckle, we'll say for $300K. Chad Kelly makes just under $7. Take that $400,000. Fix the offensive line.
You're crazy.
You're a playoff team. You're potentially a Grey Cup contender. That's how close I feel this team is.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I do agree, Key. The Argos have played well. I'm not disagreeing with that. But the O-line is absolute garbage. You had Boost this week have almost 100 yardage and penalties by himself.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but to say that he is still on this team is astounding.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
Like, it was just... So you absolutely have to fix that offensive line. To fix that offensive line, you need money.
Yeah.
I understand Chad Kelly has 1 year left in his deal, but you can cut him. Look, I like Kelly. I think he's a good player. And honestly, I think just on pure attributes alone, he's better than Nick Arbuckle. But at the end of the day, Nick Arbuckle is leading the CFL in passing yards. Even with missing a game this year.
But it's like you have to say, Jacob, when you're talking off camera, now do they keep Chad Kelly because of the whole Bills part?
Oh, sorry, he's second in the league in passing, first in yardage per game. But yeah, I do wonder, will they keep Chad Kelly just because of the Buffalo Bills partnership?
Because of Jim Kelly.
Because of Jim Kelly. You know, we're seeing Jim Kelly and Doug Flutie marketing. Will they keep Chad to keep Jim happy? I hope not. And I don't think Pinball will. I think Pinball will do what he thinks is best for the team.
No, I don't think it's Pinball who would make that decision. I think it's MLSE making that decision. Kyle Shanahan with Doofus with the Maple Leafs.
Actually, quick shout out to Kyle Dubas, though, before we move on to anything else.
Really?
Yes. Giving Marc-Andre Fleury that final moment, I got to give Kyle Dubas so much credit.
That's nothing to do with Doofus. That's Marc-Andre Fleury.
That has everything to do with Kyle Dubas. He's the general manager, Dan. He's the one that who gave everything the okay.
Yeah, but any human being will make that decision.
No, they wouldn't. He gave up a period and a shootout of a chance to evaluate his goaltending situation, and he did that so much.
The preseason.
Yes, Dan, preseason is where you evaluate your players, not in the regular season.
Hey, well, we don't know if goaltending sucks. What is there to evaluate?
Lane, do you get what I'm trying to say?
No, I get what you're saying. It's awesome.
It's awesome what Kyle Dubas did. Dan's just butthurt because Kyle Dubas would not sign him to the Toronto Maple Leafs because he lived in Sault Ste. Marie for 9 months.
Pretty much.
But no, also you were there longer than 3 months, Dan. But back to the CFL again, and Lane, I want to ask you, Hamilton has clinched a home playoff game. But are you concerned at all with Hamilton the way they've been playing of late? Like that game against Winnipeg, I thought they looked terrible. They barely beat Edmonton. And they beat Winnipeg without Chris Streveler. I mean, with Chris Streveler starting without Zach Collaros. So how are you feeling right now? I mean, Edmonton, I think, is a team like Toronto. I think they're much better than their record. But still, you're looking at Hamilton just getting absolutely destroyed. How big is it for Hamilton to bounce back next week against Toronto?
Oh, it's huge. They got to do something. I don't know. It's been a weird season for the Ticats. There's moments like, there's moments where this team looks like it's 1999, but then there's moments where they look like they could honestly be in the bottom of the standings. It's weird. Like, this is a weird team, right? Like, sometimes it's free flowing and it's good and it's going great, and then there's moments you're like, this team looks horrible. You just kind of don't know where they sit on a week-to-week basis.
Also, too, quick shout out to Key here, who
Yeah.
has their own CFL blog now. So
Mhm.
follow on your screen here. There's a link to her blog, and make sure you're giving that a good old like-o and a follow and check it out. I know we will be checking it out as well here on the island.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I'm
Very
looking at
cool.
Hamilton. Truthfully, Hamilton does have a chance of not winning the division because Montreal's only 2 points behind. And wow, did Davis Alexander look good?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I can't stand them. I'm starting to hate Montreal more. I'm actually starting to like Hamilton more than Montreal.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I find this Montreal team is arrogant. They're cocky, and you won one Grey Cup in 3 years. Congrats. But like, no, I don't know if you guys saw the Berglund post-game interview where he's like, "Whether we 0-5, we 5-0 with Davis Alexander with this team, we built different." And like he's grabbing the camera and like screaming in its face during a post-game interview. It's like, bro, you won a game.
Calm down. Calm down.
No, I find this Montreal team, and same with Jason Moss as a head coach, I just find they're so bloody arrogant that I honestly, I am going to say this. I would rather see the Hamilton Tiger Cats win the Grey Cup than the Montreal Alouettes.
I like a lane.
Also, I think Hamilton will put on a real party, and I live in Hamilton, so I think it'll be a lot of fun. But right now, I mean, I think Montreal could win. I think Montreal could win it all with this defense and Davis Alexander. Look, the kid bugs me just because I think when he loses, it's going to be bad. Yeah. I wonder, will it be the Chad Kelly of 2 years ago, where he has this amazing season, he's unbeatable, and then in the playoffs, he just completely poops the bed. He Amber Heards the game. The CFL website is not working correctly, so I can't pull up his stats from last game, which is very unfortunate. CFL website has a lot of problems, by the way.
Maybe that's something else that got changed about the game.
Yeah,
they do need a new website, but I mean, and actually, it was interesting. I noticed the broadcast was starting to point out more when like some of the changes could have actually benefited the game at times.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like there was a fumble and we literally couldn't tell by any camera angle if it was fumbled in the end zone or not because of the goalposts.
Right.
Like we literally couldn't see it.
So everyone's still upset. I mean, give it time. Like these rule changes are not all that bad. I personally don't like the smaller field, but you know, I get where they're going with it. I just personally don't like it.
And remember, you guys, if you're looking for more of a deep breakdown of the rule changes, we did a live show strictly focused on those rule changes in the Canadian Football League.
Yeah, we were like, the episode was over an hour, but we were almost an hour talking about just rule changes. We talked about a couple other things in the end, but we have Lane with his awesome spacebar video skills would stop and play the video of the spacebar. And, you know, the video really breaks down the rule changes and why they did what they did. So great job.
Sure.
And if you're looking for that, I just shared the link in the comment section, and that's really going over the rules. And we had some really good conversations about what rules we liked, what rules we didn't, concerns we have moving forward. It was a really good conversation we had.
And so even some fans got in the Gasso-ass game in the comments too. So it was a really good episode.
But I mean, I'm looking right now though, and I can't believe I'm saying this. And Key, you're probably going to want to throw something at me. Edmonton still has a legitimate shot.
How can they still make it though? That's what I want to know. Even
they're 4 points out with 4 games left. If Edmonton can win out, and either BC, Calgary, or Winnipeg, continue to struggle.
Hold up.
Edmonton has 2 more points than Toronto, Dan.
Edmonton has 3 games left to go, though.
3 games left, so they basically have to try to win out. But
hold up. After yesterday, watching the Ticats only get 3 points, Zach Quarles coming off the bench, setting up Mel Stiegel. I think Winnipeg could win the whole thing again. I really do. That was the game. No, listen, you remember I kept saying throughout the whole season, Winnipeg will have that one game when we'll see that they have not lost it yet. Yesterday was that game. the dynasty still lives on, and they can win the whole thing in Winnipeg. I think Winnipeg can even take over the West.
Okay, here's my point, Dan.
You're getting booed from the
You think
fans.
You think Winnipeg can win the West? Okay, Winnipeg.
Well, Edmonton, Saskatchewan lost to Edmonton, right?
Let me cook. Winnipeg is 4 points behind with 4 games left, and you think they can win the West. Yet you think it's impossible Edmonton can make the playoffs being 4 points behind with 3 games left.
No, I didn't say impossible. I think Edmonton has a better chance of making the playoffs than the Argos.
Well, yeah, I mean, math is very easy to do there. Edmonton has 2 more points.
Yeah.
Edmonton, and also, I think Edmonton could win out to close the year. I think it's possible.
They could. They're a good team, man.
They look like a good team.
I think it's possible Calgary loses out. I think Calgary could miss the playoffs. I think Calgary can miss the playoffs. They are playing god-awful.
What's going on there?
Dave Dickinson, I think when he pulled VA out of that one game, I think it killed his confidence.
So, Gasso ass.
Okay.
Drum roll. If Calgary misses the playoffs, Dave Dickinson is canned. Gasso ass.
100%.
Oh, 100%.
I agree. 100%. Gas.
With the position you were in and missed the playoffs now, yeah, you're good.
You'll be taking the train to another city. Because, yeah, there's no way in hell if you miss the playoffs, considering for the longest time we were all saying that they're the best team in the CFL.
Yeah, 100%.
I'll be honest with I haven't figured out my power rankings yet because I have no clue who I'm going to put first because I feel like every good team kind of poops that.
Yeah, it's a
maybe Montreal's the best team in the CFL right now. Winners of a couple straight. They got their top QB back, but
don't give away an answer now.
I said
gotta let people watch the pre-record.
People will watch the pre-record. Calm your mustache.
Barely have one. I got a nice beard.
I want to calm down. But look, I look here at the end of the day, I think that BC still has a chance of getting home field, which is something I didn't think I was going to say a while ago. But Nathan Rourke, love him or hate him, he's finding ways to win a lot of games. Although I actually thought against Toronto, he struggled. I thought that was more BC's defense that won that game more than BC's offense.
Yeah, I know. BC
did a really good job at limiting the chunk plays from Toronto, which is something Nick Arbuckle's been excellent at this year. But it's unfortunate. But I mean, we'll get into those even more on our pre-record that'll come live tomorrow.
Okay, a quick question before we move on from the CFL. Quickly, without thinking, who are your 3? We'll go around. I'll do my 3, then you guys do your 3. Who are your 3 Grey Cup favorites as of right now, without thinking, like just off the top of your head?
Lane, you go first.
I'm going to say BC. I'm going to say, I can't believe I'm saying this, maybe Winnipeg, because they actually do, if Zach Laros says that could happen. And I'll put Hamilton 3rd.
I'm going Hamilton, Saskatchewan, Montreal.
Winnipeg, Saskatchewan, and Hamilton.
Nobody believes in BC. Interesting.
No.
Honestly, Nathan Rourke, I've never seen him get it done in a playoff game.
No.
Mind you could say the same about Davis Alexander, but it's because he hasn't played a playoff game. The last playoff
game I give him a chance.
The last playoff game Nathan Rourke played was terrible.
Nathan Rourke cried over rule changes. Okay, this guy has no
But Dan, you got to remember though. I'm not trying to be mean to the guy. I just think he's bad with microphones. Right? He says things that he's a guy that I feel like if the BC Lions were smart, they would be like, you press no press no going in front of microphones for you.
No, I think what it is, I personally think Rourke has this bit of an inferior complex where he feels like he needs to be like this whisperer of Canadian football. Meanwhile, he doesn't want to be in the Canadian Football League in some ways. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not
he might
saying
do
he
that.
isn't putting everything that he has into it right now,
But
but we
again,
all know if he got offered another NFL contract, he'd be gone in 5 minutes.
Right.
we don't know that though. Again,
I think we do.
Well,
100%.
well, that's up to debate. But at the end of the day, I just think Nathan Rourke is a guy who's a fantastic player.
Oh, he
When you
is.
when you put a microphone in front of his face and ask him questions, he says things that I don't think he necessarily means. You know, the slipping up and saying something that's controversial. I don't think it's intentional. Some people are just not
It's
media.
kind of
The
like
issue is,
it would be like if
okay,
Chad Kelly never went on Twitter.
Yeah,
the
No,
issue
like,
is,
serious-
okay, the issue is, you look at Chad Kelly and Nathan Rourke. Are they both controversial? Yes. Chad Kelly is controversial because he has too much swagger, because
No,
he's
that's
cool,
not it.
because he's an ultimate badass.
just the same thing.
You
on
look
the
at
internet.
Nathan Rourke,
Same thing.
he's controversial. He has no balls. He's always flying in the field. He's flying,
Okay,
flying,
Dan,
he's flying on the sideline.
Get your Argo blinders off. Chad Kelly is controversial because of multiple altercations he's had off the field and him going publicly saying he's better than players in the NFL when he can't crack an NFL.
Yeah, but he's cool. He is controversial being cool.
No.
Nathan Rourke is controversial holding a clipboard.
Dan, most people don't find Nathan Rourke controversial. You're one of the few. And I will say this too, no offense, Nathan Rourke's playing on the field. Chad Kelly's going on podcasts acting like he's the coolest guy ever. And look, you could say what you want about Nathan Rourke. The worst playoff game I have ever witnessed by a starting quarterback was done by Chad Kelly.
Nathan Rourke's up there, though.
Nowhere near. Nowhere near.
Really, that game where we got pulled, they put VA in last year?
He wasn't.
That game was the worst by far. There you go, a couple years back, before the NFL.
Nathan Rourke didn't start in that game. Because, Dan, you're giving out a bunch of information that's wrong. Nathan Rourke did not. Okay, I'm going to unmute your mic. Can you be a good boy and listen? Nathan Rourke didn't start the last playoff game for BC. VA did. The last playoff game he played was before he went to the NFL, where he had an opportunity to put together a game-winning drive. Yeah, he didn't put the drive together. Chad Kelly lost the game the second he went onto the field and threw his first interception. He never recovered. That was by far the worst playoff game I've ever watched from a starting quarterback.
Dan, the thing I don't get,
starting quarterback.
The thing I don't get, Dan, is you hate what's the name, Nathan Rourke so much. But yet Chad Kelly's the same thing. He just says it on Twitter. They do the same thing. He talks the same amount of crap. He says the same amount of stuff he shouldn't say.
Well, that's the beautiful thing about complexity of a human brain. It doesn't have to make sense.
They're kind of the same. They're kind of the same. One just says it on camera. One says it on social media.
Look, and
this guy called a comeback and doesn't even come back.
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, but look. Chad Kelly and Nathan Rourke, they're both good for the league because they're both very talented individuals. And with Zach Claros and Trevor Harris soon to be retiring, because let's just be honest, Father Time's going to catch up, or Mother Time, or whoever time will catch up. And when they do, it'll be important for us to have guys like Davis Alexander and Chad Kelly and Nathan Rourke. All I'm getting at is these guys just gotta. Nathan Rourke needs some PR training, and Chad Kelly needs some social media training.
Just block it.
It's like with Chad Kelly. I think I've heard it from a lot of Argo fans. Stop going on podcasts and just get ready to play.
I have a solution. How about you just give Chad Kelly's phone to Nathan Rourke, and then when they ask Nathan Rourke questions, they'll have Chad Kelly come answer. Yeah, I think
Kelly's much better in interviews than Nathan.
I think BC played really good. I think we were a really good team today.
BC Lions, go Argos.
I think our team. I think the BC Lions are really good. We passed really well today.
And actually, I will say too, Lane, you asked me more about BC. I actually think their defense is more of a fraud than their offense, which is why I won't put BC in a.
I don't know their defense. Their defense is weird though. Like the minute it wakes up, though, this team is. The
problem is it's not good consistently, right?
No, it's not. But the last 2 weeks, it's woken up.
For sure,
it's been good. When that defense plays, it's one of the things. When this defense doesn't play, they get creamed. Like you see one of that game against Argos. When the exhibition game where it's just like, oh my goodness, it's like.
And then the next game against the Argos, you know what? I mean, Arbuckle still was able to move the ball, but certainly not to the same capability.
No, and I just feel like when that defense, And I think I don't know if it was Glenn Suter, but
Yeah, Suter.
when he said the same. He's like the same thing. When this defense decides to play, this team is terrifying because you got Nathan Work who can go up there and somehow get out of a tackle with Winton McManus. I don't understand how that was like a magic trick.
It was. He probably went to McManus.
I don't know how he did that. You got Nathan Work
with the spinner llama.
Whether you hate that guy or love him, I'll say it again. I think you can hate him, and I can understand why you hate him because he said the CFL's a pit stop. He's terrible in front of the mic, but man, he's talented. He's talented, and he can put together. I think maybe he's learned. I think he has learned and more experience now. I think he can put together a game that goes out there and be a difference maker.
The reason why, though, I would pick Montreal over them right now, as much as I actually don't particularly, as I've just said, I don't like Montreal. But if Davis Alexander struggles, Montreal's defense, I feel, can win you a Grey Cup. That defense alone can win you a Grey Cup.
For sure, yeah.
You got to look at it. They won 3 games with McLeod Bethel Thompson.
Could you see it being BC versus Montreal in the Grey Cup? I could.
Yeah, I think I don't know. It really depends how much home field BC gets.
No.
I really think BC is a team that does not want to play. I will say this: BC and Calgary are both terrified that Winnipeg is going to get home field for the entire for the West semifinal.
I know it sounds crazy.
Play in Winnipeg. Nobody wants to play in Winnipeg. That's the loudest stadium in the CFL by far, and you do not want to go in front of that 34,000 plus crowd in a playoff environment. So I think I'll put it this way, Lane. I think BC has a shot if they could at least finish second. If they could finish second and not have to go through Winnipeg at home, I get they're gonna have to play Saskatchewan at home. So I really don't see Saskatchewan blowing first in the West. I think
they didn't look very good against Edmonton, though.
Honestly, I disagree. I think Edmonton's defense is just that good. I think it's taken Mark Killam about half the year to get this defense to follow his system. Now that it's following it, they might have the best defense in the CFL. Edmonton is like Toronto. I think if they could squeeze in, I think they could be very good. I just don't think they're going to squeeze in.
Yeah, I think it's just a little too late for them.
But Edmonton will be another team like Toronto. They're going to look. And they're going to look at all these young defensive linemen who came in and played great and look at guys like Jake Sresna and Robbie Smith who have been injured and the defensive line has improved. And maybe they're going to cut one or both of them to make that cap space to fix a bit of the defensive line and bring in a proper tier 1 receiver.
Right.
Picture that team with Dominic Rhymes on it.
That's the other thing, too. We're not talking about the Argos. They've been doing all this about Coxie. Coxie got injured. He was up on the MOP.
Herslow has just slid into that spot and has just dominated, right?
I get that, but Reds had both of them?
Well, yeah. I mean, the Argos are going to have... I think the Argos, too, they may look at their receiving core and cut one of their receivers to maybe fix that offensive line or maybe to add a DB. Like, it's going to be interesting in the offseason. But at the end of the day, Lane, I would say, and you said my top 3, I think BC would be my 4th pick for the Grey Cup. Like, I just think Montreal, you know what? They've done it recently. They have that experience. Jason Moss is a coach with that experience. I get Buck Pierce has experience, but this is his first time being a head coach. I still think BC is another year away.
Maybe Nathan Rourke will prove me wrong this year, but until he does prove me wrong, I'm going to think what I think.
But again, Dan, you're kind of going back. The thing I don't agree with you, and I get you're entitled to your opinion. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. You're going off of something that happened like 2 or 3 years ago. Like this guy's evolved a lot. Like
same with Captain Underpants. We all go on. Okay, Captain Underpants has involved. We still don't have a Stanley Cup.
No, I know, but you're comparing someone's first playoff game to their second or third now, where it's like, sometimes when you go and you're look at I could here's a good example, right? Trey Savage, I'm just going to throw him out there. He's been doing great, but would I trust him right now in a playoff spot? Absolutely not. This guy, when you go into your first playoff game, there's a bunch of nerves. It's a different game. It's a different system. He went out there and gave up 7 runs in the first inning. Wouldn't be like, well, his career's over because he played one bad playoff game.
No, I'm not saying his career is over, but you got to look at someone like PK Subban. But you
constantly go
PK
back to
Subban's first games were in playoff games in Montreal, and he dominated. Okay. You got to look at Matthew Knives. His first games as the Maple Leafs were playoff games, and he dominated.
Never won a Stanley Cup either. What's your point?
But you keep
Because
going
it just
back to
started, Will.
something that happened 3 years ago. Like I think people can evolve and get better, and I think Nathan Work.
Well, I think he can. I'm not saying
I think
that
he's shown that he
but
can
for
do.
me,
I
he
think
hasn't
he's
done
already
it
showing
yet.
it. Well, he is doing it every week. What do you mean?
Okay, but that's what he done 2 or 3 years ago. He dominated in the season.
No, he's
and then
gotten better.
Terrible in the playoffs. He hasn't been getting the playoffs yet. Yeah, I am getting all fired up.
Jacob, am I right or wrong here? Like I feel like he's has evolved.
Nathan Rourke is back to where he was when he first started in the CFL. I think maybe even a little better.
Well, I get that,
Like
but
better.
when he first started in the CFL, he was great in the season and fell apart in the playoffs. So until this playoffs has happened and he hasn't proved me and he proves me wrong, I'm still going to feel the same way. Once he proves me wrong and he wins a playoff game and dominates a playoff game, then I'll give him some respect. Until that happens, I haven't seen it yet.
Well, but Dan, no offense, but people said the same thing about Kelly, and you got angry.
No, I
That
don't
Montreal
care.
playoff game, yes, you were furious at me when I said I don't know if I would even started Kelly in the
At
playoffs.
the end of the day, Chad Kelly came in when we were down by 10 in the fourth quarter against Winnipeg and won the Grey Cup.
And completed 4 passes.
That's all he had to do. And he also ran like 21 yards as a quarterback.
Very different though when you're starting. We've only seen Chad Kelly play one good complete playoff game in his entire career.
And that's fine. Why is he here? That's one more than Nathan York has done.
Okay, but Dan, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying, but we all said that Chad Kelly had time for redemption because he's going to get older, he's going to improve. You have to say the same thing then about Nathan Rourke.
And he can. I just don't think he has it. I think he's like the Austin Matthews of the CFL. I think he's really getting a regular season, and then in playoffs he falls apart. You don't see that compete level they see in Nathan York as you see in the other guys.
I disagree with you there completely.
Well,
I'm not a big fan of his, but to say that
I will bet you points on the Streakers app that I will win. Okay? Whatever playoff game BC faces, I'll pick the opposite.
Number one, Nathan Rourke has actually won a playoff game. Number one.
That's great. He's also
Calgary.
lost plenty of playoff games.
He's played 2 playoff games, won one and lost one. So he has a
but one he lost was pretty bad.
They lost 28-20. The one he lost. Nathan Rourke in the one he won went 22 for 30, 321, and 2 touchdowns against Calgary. Calgary was not a very good team at that point. Yeah, Jake Mayer starting, Bo Levi Mitchell coming in, and Tommy Stevens for some reason threw a pass. But
that's still pretty good though.
You also have Austin Matthews has had 10 points in a playoff series, but yet cannot win a playoff series.
And Dan, I agree with you.
Just because you said Matthews has beat Ottawa and beat Tampa once, now you're going to say he's a playoff MVP? No. Until someone does it.
I say Nathan Rourke was a playoff MVP?
But you two are going on. He's going to win the Grey Cup this year.
Actually, no, I have.
But until he has proven me wrong, he hasn't done anything.
But Nate, yeah, I do agree with you, Dan. Nathan Rourke in his second playoff game was bad at 20 for 37, 300 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. And he did not handle the noise well. But that was in 2022.
Right. And because he went to hold a clipboard for 4 years, he hasn't had his chance to prove himself yet. Until
I think he has this season. I think he's played very well.
No, he hasn't because we haven't made the playoffs yet.
He's going to be the MVP of the league. 100%.
There's a good chance he'll be the MVP of the
league. Well, yeah, because Nick Arbuckle got injured. If Nick Arbuckle didn't get injured or coach didn't get injured,
and Chad Kelly in 23 against Montreal, 21 for 36, 246, 4 interceptions to 1 touchdown.
Yeah, it was terrible.
That's actually worse.
That was far worse, and that was at home.
I get it.
It's not like he had the noise of Winnipeg to deal with.
I get it.
And Chad Kelly had that Grey Cup experience.
Yeah, but he also won the Grey Cup. I'm okay giving up a bad playoff game in order to get a Grey Cup. Nathan York has not got a Grey Cup. If Nathan York had a bad game the year before won the Grey Cup, I wouldn't be saying anything like that.
So you're saying if BC wins the Grey Cup, you will go on the Streakers Island podcast and admit that you're an idiot?
Oh,
sure, 100%.
I got a new thing. How about this, Dan? If the BC Lions win the Grey Cup, you have to buy a Nathan Rourke jersey. If they do.
With what money?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Dan,
what are the practice shirt? One of those little T-shirts. Then how about
even Chad Kelly's last win in the playoffs? He didn't play well,
but he got it done.
No,
game
Nick
of the practice
Arbuckle got it
shirts.
done after he broke his leg. But Chad Kelly went 11 for 22, 182, 1 touchdown, the 2 picks. He did not play well.
Yeah, I guess
First quarter was horrendous. The
Yeah.
second quarter didn't get good until towards the end. If it wasn't for Kadeem Carey, they probably would have lost that game.
Yeah, well, I agree. I don't know why Toronto didn't keep Kadeem Carey this year.
They couldn't.
Why
They
not?
couldn't afford him. To keep Coxie, Kelly, McManus, something had to give. And Grant, something had to give. But all I'm saying is, like Dan is, I understand Chad Kelly came in one Grey Cup game, and when he came in, he was able to make some plays. I'm not denying that. Do I think Chad Kelly could turn around his playoff history? Absolutely, because Kelly's been very inconsistent in the playoffs. He's either amazing or terrible.
Right.
How come the CFL doesn't sell T-shirts?
That's a
crazy.
brilliant question, actually.
CFL
merch needs to improve.
I was like, how come there's not like a $30 shirt that you can, like, in the NHL you get like Austin Matthews, instead of, you don't want the $300 jersey, at least you can get the T-shirt. How's there no
I
T-shirts?
agree. The one Grey Cup game Kelly did go, he's 4 for 6 for 43 yards, and he also rushed for 21 on 2 carries. So, like, what he did was impressive, but it's not like he came in and had to dominate. They had such a good running game between Andrew Harris and AJ Ouellette, and their defense was playing out of their freaking minds.
Yeah, that was Muamba's last game.
Pardon?
That was Muamba's last game. He got the interception when he won the MOP of the playoffs and Canadian MOP. And that was the game that Wabi Smith blocked the field goal. I mean, it's one of the most legendary games, I say, in Argo CFL history. But
a phenomenal Grey Cup game.
But I'm just saying, now, maybe Nathan York does it this year and sets it up. And I hope he does. But until he does, I'm going to think I think.
Truthfully, I can make the exact same comments and why I'm not putting Winnipeg in my Grey Cup contenders, because Zach Collaros, the last 3 Grey Cups, has played terrible.
But he got there.
So, I don't care. That's like saying Edmonton should be happy that they've got to the Stanley Cup Finals twice but didn't win. Oh, but they should be really happy because they got there. They didn't have to buy a ticket. They went in and played on the ice. Zach Collaros, 2022, 14 for 23, 183, no touchdowns, 1 interception. The interception basically lost them the Grey Cup between the interception and the block field goal. Now, let's go to 2023, where Winnipeg, again, they get to the dance. They go all the way. Good for you. They lose again. Zach Collaros, 19 for 23, 236, no touchdowns, 1 interception. Okay? Do these numbers sound good so far? No. Let's go to last year's Grey Cup versus Toronto. And okay, he did hurt his hand. They lose 41-24. Nick Arbuckle, by the way, goes 26 for 37, 252, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Zach Collaros, 15 for 30, 202, 4 interceptions, no touchdowns. In the last 3 Grey Cups, Zach Collaros has thrown 1 touchdown pass. You're going on about playoffs.
We're not asking who won the Grey Cup. The question was who was going to make the Grey Cup.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Nope, does not. Why do you want to make the dance to then either lose or get slaughtered?
Not Reax Lane. That was his question. His question were, who are the teams you're going to predict to make the Grey Cup? I predicted Winnipeg will make the Grey Cup. I didn't say Winnipeg will win the Grey Cup.
He didn't say make. He said win. He said win.
I think he said make.
He said win. Lane, did you say make or win?
Win.
Okay.
Get wrecked, Dan.
Okay.
I don't feel until you can boo me all you want. Just don't slap me. But at the end of the day, I don't have trust in Zach Collaros to win in the big game because the last 3 show me he can't.
Yeah, but
it'd be very different if he lost those games. Well, let's say Collaros played very well. Collaros' last 3 Grey Cups has been bad.
But he won 2 before that.
Against Hamilton. And actually, you know what? Let's actually go back and look at those 2 Grey Cups. And while I pull up those stats, Lane wants to show Dan a t-shirt.
Oh, yes, I have found it. I was like, they have to have a shirt. We're going to, I will pay for this personally if Dan wears it. $30. We have to make, I would kill to see that Dan wear this. I have to be like, and then he's got to come on the Streakers Island pod and be like, Nathan Rourke is the greatest quarterback of all time because he won a Grey Cup, and I will never talk crap about it. What do we think? What do we think, people? I think thumbs up. Jacob would approve. And we can all chip in for Dan here.
I really hope that he proves me wrong, and I hope he does play well. But until he does, I'm going to think what I think.
Seriously, what's with this logo? Why is it like
a anything I agree with? Yeah, there's been things in the past I do agree with, but in this typical subject, and I don't agree that Nathan Rourke is a great player until he does something in the playoffs.
Dan would love to wear that.
Right okay, there. Dan. Absolutely. If Nathan Rourke wins the Grey Cup, Lane, you need to get Dan that T-shirt.
We'll all split on it.
Zach Collaros in 2019, when they beat Hamilton 33-12, still only went 17 for 23, no touchdowns, no interceptions. The one touchdown pass was actually from Chris Strevler.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that was 19. Then in 21, we had the we won't say the word, but we had the medical issues and the reason why we had no season. If we say the word, sometimes it can actually get the shows taken down. So
that's right.
Zach Collaros, this is Zach Collaros' best Grey Cup game ever. 21 for 32, 240, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks.
Yeah.
His best game is worse than Nick Arbuckle's Grey Cup game.
I get that.
I keep saying it. Winnipeg doesn't win Grey Cups because of Zach Collaros. They win Grey Cups because of the defense and because of the running game.
For sure, but yet when he's not playing, they can't do anything.
Well, because, okay. Who would you rather have, Austin Matthews or Brad Lieb centering your top line?
Well,
Austin
for you,
Matthews.
probably Brad Lieb.
No, Austin Matthews. What? Even if I think that, even if I don't feel that Austin Matthews
Jacob loves Brad Lieb. No, I'm not saying that. But would you have like Austin Matthews or like Patrice Bergeron, right? On paper, Austin Matthews is probably better than Patrice Bergeron. But Patrice Bergeron has won Stanley Cups, has won World Juniors, has won playoff runs. He's a defensive specialist. He's a face-off specialist. Yeah, is he going to get 60 goals? No, I think he barely got 60 goals in his career. But the point is that he's going to get it done.
Bergeron's actually a very good player. You're really underrating him.
No, but I'm just saying Bergeron's not the highlight. I know Bergeron probably got like 400 goals or whatever. But I'm just saying Bergeron's not the highlight, player of Austin Matthews. But if you ask me any day of the week, would you rather have Austin Matthews or Patrice Bergeron to win you a Stanley Cup? It's Patrice Bergeron. It's like the $1 million question. Would you have Sidney Crosby or Connor McDavid? Connor McDavid has the speed. Connor McDavid has the flash. Connor McDavid gets more points. Connor McDavid, everyone says, is a better player. But I would take Sidney Crosby to win the Stanley Cup because he won the gold medal. He's won multiple cups. He's won the World Juniors. He's won the Memorial Cup.
Hey, hold on. I'm gonna flip you an argument here. Sidney Crosby has never won a cup without Marc-Andre Fleury. So was it Sidney Crosby or was it Marc-Andre Fleury?
Marc-Andre Fleury hasn't won a cup either.
Fleury's been in the cup finals. Crosby hasn't.
Yeah, true.
So, because you argue, everyone on it was Sid the Kid. They didn't need Marc-Andre Fleury.
No, I think they did need Marc-Andre Fleury.
I argue you take Zach Collaros off Winnipeg, you put Nick Arbuckle on, and they have another Grey Cup ring right now.
I think it's quite possible. Yeah, I agree.
Zach Collaros is the most overrated quarterback in the Canadian Football League.
See, I agreed with something.
Zach Collaros is the most overrated quarterback in the CFL. He plays one good game, and everyone acts like he's the Josh Allen of the Canadian Football League, and he's not.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to say it, the Josh Allen of the Canadian Football League right now is Nathan Rourke. Because he can do it all. He can run, he can pass, he can shred tackles. He can do everything.
Okay, let's have a game between Josh Allen versus Nathan Rourke to see who does it.
Josh Allen is a better quarterback than Nathan Rourke. You're missing my point.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nathan Rourke is the Josh Allen of this league. He's the best quarterback in the league right now. Like, Nick Arbuckle has more passing yards, but Nathan Rourke can do more as a whole than Nick Arbuckle can do.
Well, I get that. And we saw in yesterday's game, I don't think Nick Arbuckle still looked 100% in the pocket there. He's still
normally a calf injury takes 3 to 4 weeks. This took him 9 days. He can't be 100%.
No, it's no way. I don't blame the Argos for playing him, though, because they had to win that game. And I think after what Daggy did, I mean, you have a choice.
Daggy wasn't that bad. We've been over this.
It's hopeless.
Jared Daggy was better than Zach Collaros' last Grey Cup game. I'm right.
No, you're not.
Okay, fine. Let's pull up some numbers. Don't lie, people do, and this is a clear clear bias of Dan just wants to marry Zach Collaros.
Oh,
No.
wow. Oh, we have a scoring
I don't even
update.
like him that much of a person, but he got it done.
Hold on. We have a scoring update. Holy moly. Wait till you hear this.
Whoa.
Dan's going to maybe fall down in his chair. I almost fell over my chair. After being down, what was the score? 21-6. The Minnesota Vikings have scored 16 unanswered points in the fourth quarter.
Oh,
Down by 3 with the ball to potentially walk up and beat Aaron Rodgers. I just looked it up and like, what? 16 points unanswered? What's going on?
Wow.
I'll
really
keep
hope
you guys
I-
updated if they win this game.
I
Yes.
really hope that they do because I picked Minnesota to beat.
By the way,
You
Carson
picked him on the
Wentz.
Streakers app.
I did.
By the way, Carson Wentz, 28 for 40 right now, 327 passing yards, 2
Wow.
touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Aaron Rodgers is 18 for 22 with 201 touchdown. Gainwell rushing 90 yards there. Mason's only got 57. Justin Jefferson, though, 126 yards with 10 receptions.
Holy
And
cow.
Metcalf has 126 yards, 5 receptions, and a TD. But they're almost down to the 2-minute warning. The Vikings have the ball with the potential to walk off.
Wow,
That's correct.
cool.
I just happened to look it up to see who was playing this week, and I was like, what's going on?
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
By the way, though, Dan, but statistically, Jared Dagey did have a better game than Zach Collaros this last Grey Cup game.
Okay.
Dagey
Well,
with
I
25
would hope
37, 207, 1 touchdown, and 1 pick. That's a better game than Zach Collaros this last Grey Cup game. I'm just saying, if you have the no faith in Nathan Rourke,
Wait a minute, Jacob. Stop up for a second. You say 137 yards.
I said
Collaros had over
207.
what?
207 and only 1 interception to 4 interceptions.
Yeah, but
And a higher
Collaros always
completion
hits
rate.
over 200 yards.
No, he
And
doesn't.
Dagey got most of those yards in garbage time anyway.
How is a 19-21 game with a game-clinching drive that you freaked out about the
I
interception?
mean, you did give you 100 yards in the first half, Will.
That doesn't matter.
Obviously, it did. It's maybe we could have won the game.
It does matter. Like, Dan, if you're going on like that, I get that you secretly want to see Zach Collaros without a shirt on.
No, that's not it. I only think
That
he's
is
that
it.
way of a person. I
That
just
is
think he
100%
got it
it.
done.
He's got it done twice and then failed 3 times.
I get that.
If I
But
get
basically,
2 or
don't
5 on a
start
math
them zero
test,
times.
I don't pass the class. Zach Collaros, I said the same thing about Jim Kelly as Buffalo Bills fan. He's more known for failing.
Yeah.
You can say the same about Zach Collaros. He's more known for choking than succeeding.
Yeah, but he's won 2. It's not like he's won nothing.
1-2, lost 3. What's the higher number there?
Yeah, I get that. But I'm
You
just saying he
clearly
could win this
Nate is
year
down
and be
to a
even.
dark abyss over this. Like latest in the darkness.
The darkness of my mind.
But look, at the end of the day, it's just why I don't pick Winnipeg as a Grey Cup contender, because I'm waiting for Zach Collaros to actually play well in a Grey Cup game. Even the games he won, he didn't play that great.
Yeah, I get that.
Until Zach Collaros plays really good, and like he is a future Hall of Famer, just because he's been in the Grey Cup 5 times, he's won 2. I would argue when people compare, I've seen people compare him to Doug Flutie and Warren Moon, and I think they're on crack.
Yeah.
Same comparing him to Damon Allen or Ricky Ray. These guys have had phenomenal Grey Cup games.
Anthony Calvillo.
Anthony Calvillo. Like, I'm waiting for Zach Collaros to have a good Grey Cup game.
Even Smiling Hank was better. Henry Barris.
Do you get what I'm trying to say, Lane? Like, I just
I
don't
do,
see
yeah.
Winnipeg as a true contender when I even look at the last Grey Cups and the offense completely choked.
I got what you're saying, yeah.
I'm not the only one saying it, though. There are a lot.
You're
of
not the
people
only
saying
one saying it. You and Milt Stiegel can go hug each other on Twitter. I just don't see it. Winnipeg plays one good game and everyone plans the parade. They're like Toronto Maple Leaf fans, except Winnipeg does get it done occasionally. They play one good game. They did the same thing last year. Everyone said the Winnipeg Blue Bombers are going to destroy the Toronto Argos. It wouldn't even be close.
Yeah,
And then it was the other way around because Zach Collaros just completely crapped the bed. And even before he hurt his hand, he wasn't playing well.
Right, yeah.
They would use that excuse. I'm like, okay, what were his stats for the injury? They were bad.
Right, for sure.
He still had thrown an interception, but before was a pick 6 to Benji Franklin.
Yeah.
So that's my answer to those. I think, truthfully, BC. I would actually take BC over Winnipeg because I don't think Winnipeg's going to get to the Grey Cup. The only way they have a chance of getting the Grey Cup, they have to finish second. If they don't have the game at home, they won't win.
Yeah, for sure. I get that.
Because I don't see Saskatchewan losing out. And even if they did, they lost. There's actually season series tied. And I think they won the point spread Winnipeg. So Winnipeg still could get first.
I'm disappointed with the way Saskatchewan played last night, but you still gotta say Saskatchewan's one of the best teams in the league. I mean, it's still
Absolutely.
very good. And we're just going to get better. I mean, these are with so many injuries. These people are going to start coming. They are starting to come back. But even more people are going to come back. And Saskatchewan's like incredible.
Oh, the Steelers have the ball now, and
Aww.
but there's 2 minutes left, which basically means the game's over because the NFL is.
No, it depends what the timeout situation.
They
don't get the first
one timeout left.
Yeah, but they don't get the first down. Then we'll
it's
see.
2nd and 6 with one timeout left on Minnesota's 45.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll see. There's still a chance.
Carson Wentz. Yeah, he's thrown 2 picks, but 28 for 40, 327.
He must have just thrown that pick too.
It looks like he's playing some good football.
Yeah,
I'll keep you guys updated. I have the game what ends up happening here.
But
obviously the NFL's going on today because it is
Sunday. Super Sunday.
So I think it's time we grab our cell phones, we jump into the Streakers app, and let's do an NFL speed run. Time for the NFL speed run here, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone who's afraid with the NFL speed run, we're gonna rip through these games and see who we think's gonna win. Let's see who's right. Let's see who's wrong. It's time for a dance. It's time for a song. Commanders versus Falcons. In 3, 2, 1.
Commanders.
Oh. Chargers versus Giants. Giants versus Chargers. 3, 2, 1.
Chargers.
Giants.
Oh.
Jackson Dort, baby.
He's gonna suck.
Probably.
Titans versus Texans. Titans versus Texans. 3, 2, 1. Titans.
Texans. GG Shred, baby.
Eagles versus Bucks. Who gives a what? Can't say that on the island. In 3, 2, 1. Bucks.
Eagles.
Bucks.
Bucks.
I said Eagles.
Baker Mayfield scored 4-0, baby. Let's go. Game that no one cares about, the Panthers versus Patriots, but it's still going to be on one of the multiple channels in 3, 2, 1.
Patriots.
I got to expand the list because there's so many games. What's coming up next? It's the Saints versus the Bills. 3, 2, 1.
Bills.
Easy.
Browns versus Lions, or Lions versus Browns. One team's gonna smile, the other one's gonna frown. In 3, 2, 1. Browns.
Lions.
I'm
What?
going off the board here, boys. I'm taking the Browns. I think they're confident. Jags versus 49ers. In 3, 2, 1. 49ers.
49ers. Yeah.
Ooh. Colts versus Rams. Rams versus Colts. One of these teams will win. The other one will fall short. 3, 2, 1. Colts.
Colts.
Rams.
Daniel Jones MVP, baby.
Danny Dimes. I don't know what it is. I'm feeling Danny Dimes for MVP. Let's go.
Seriously.
Bears versus Raiders. 3, 2, 1. Bears.
Raiders.
Whoa.
Ooh, here's a good one. Ravens versus Chiefs. Which one will be complete? Which team forgets their cleats? In 3, 2, 1. Ravens.
Chiefs.
Ooh.
This is why Lane didn't put on any light on his face. He doesn't want to be ashamed when all his picks are wrong today.
I need my girlfriend not to kick me out today. That's what I need today.
Packers versus Cowboys. We them boys versus...
Here we go.
That's a big game.
This is an easy pick for me, but in 3, 2, 1.
Packers.
I'm shocked Dan didn't pick the Bears.
Vikings are getting the ball back with a minute left.
Oh.
Let's go over the Monday games in this NFL speed run. Jets versus Dolphins. In 3, 2, 1. Jets.
I'm actually going to say Dolphins.
Dolphins going to continue to suck. Justin Fields is back. I got faith in Field. Bengals versus Broncos in 3, 2, 1. Broncos.
Bengals.
Thank everyone for playing the NFL Speed Run. And remember, you can join us on the Speed Run when you download the Streakers app. I'll even send you the song so you can like make your picks while you're rocking out with us. Like,
That's cool. I like that.
Wait,
Yeah. It's like a video game character.
It sounds like one. It sounds like a video game.
go. Yeah, let's see that hustle. Come on. Fingers Island cardio.
All right.
Now, out of all those games in the NFL, which one do you guys looking most forward to?
I would say the Green Bay versus Cowboys one's most exciting one.
Oh, Vikings got the ball back with 1:02 left, by the way.
I said that.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. I was running.
He was running. He was running through the 6 with his woes.
Yeah.
With my woes.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I'm excited to see the Colts improve to 4-0 and just confuse.
Oh, game's over. Never mind. They lost. They just lost. They threw an interception.
Oh, okay, Dunzo.
Give the Vikings credit; they fought back.
Aaron Rodgers.
I will say the Vikings have looked like a different team with Carson Wentz under center.
For sure, there's no way it's going to be so hard for that rookie to get his JJ McCarthy to get back in the lineup.
You know what? I think McCarthy might be on the train to the practice squad. Not the practice squad, but like, I don't think he's starting anytime soon.
Well, the other thing we forgot to talk about lately is the NHL preseason is wrapping up really good on fire lately, and we've always seen some crazy things happen. We gotta say some condolences to the Domi family, Ty Domi and Max Domi, as Ty Domi's dad, Max Domi's grandpa, passed away the other day.
That's sad.
Very sorry for that. Max Domi did take a couple games off for the funeral, but he only went back playing last night, which we won't talk about the Leaf game last night, but give Domi credit. He's back playing. Captain Underpants is tired again. So
Dan, he never plays every preseason game. So do you think Josh Allen's terrible because he didn't play a single preseason game?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that last year, everyone said, oh, he's healthy, he's fine, blah, blah, blah. He's not going to play all the I understand he's not going to play all the preseason games, right? But he said, oh, yeah, he's fine, he needs a rest, and then he was terrible all year. So it's exactly we're starting the same way this year. It doesn't look very good.
Well,
hold on, Dan. Hold on, Dan. Dan, hold.
We do have some breaking news in the NFL. If anyone's interested, they are currently reviewing the play. He did get the interception. Oh, they didn't get the interception because he didn't have control of the ball and he stepped out of bounds. So the Vikings somehow, with a miracle, got the ball back. 2nd and 10, 58 seconds. I will keep us updated on the island. Wow, they got lucky with that one.
Maybe I celebrated too early like Hamilton with Bull Levi ice in the veins.
Oh, what a bad play.
However, though, there has been some interesting
interference
in the NHL, as Dan pointed out. Mason McTavish just extended for a nice 6-year deal worth $42 million. I think that's a good signing for Anaheim. They got to keep someone.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's going to have to go in for surgery. He'll be revived in a month after a collapsed lung, so they're going to be out with him for a while.
Oh, wow, that's terrible.
There's also that news, obviously, we heard a couple days ago about Barkov.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think about Florida? Like, my friend says Florida's cooked like dinner. Like, what do you think? Like, they are going to...
I don't think they're cooked.
No, I don't think they're cooked.
Honestly, let's see how good Sam Bennett and Brad Marchand actually are.
Oh, St. Louis, we signed Cam Fowler this morning. 3 years, 6.1 per year.
That's a lot for Cam Fowler. Wow.
It's the market. There's no good defense out there.
I mean...
Well, another flag.
I agree with Lane. There's a lot of money, but it's like what Jacob said.
He's old, man.
There's no supply and demand, right? I mean, Cam
know
Fowler
he-
did have 10 points in 7 playoff games this year. That's pretty impressive.
Also, some mixed reactions in Leafland with James Reimer getting a PTO.
Yes,
I've seen people
that's
who
right.
are happier in a pig and poop. I've seen people who would rather be a pig and poop than
So-
have James Reimer dot a Leaf jersey ever
Again,
again.
I won't. Obviously, we can't say what he said, but like it is pretty. I mean, again, this is where I get into the controversy. I just honestly, between us, the three of us, I wouldn't have done this.
I
think it
wouldn't
just
have
brings-
either.
I think it just brings bad press. I think it brings a bad narrative about.
The weird thing is, though, Lane, I haven't really seen any bad press about it. It's like everyone's forgot Reimer's. Just to remind everyone, it was during the Pride Month arguments. We're not going to get into our feelings about it. 'Cause again,
No.
you know, everyone can believe whatever they would like to believe. But Reimer's comments of refusing to wear it, but saying he loved everyone and saying he was friends of Nazem Kadri, which was just a very kind of like saying I'm not racist. I have a black friend. It was a very weird.
Yeah, basically what it was.
So yeah, I'm surprised there hasn't been. You know what it is? I think.
You could have just signed Connor Ingram and avoided.
No,
this
you know what I think it is,
controversy.
Lane. I think it's everyone is so distracted by the 5 NHL players being reinstated back into the league from Hockey
That
Canada.
could be it. Yeah.
And Jordan
interesting.
Stahl's comment
Oh,
saying, "Well, yeah, well, I was drunk and went to jail, so it's all good." Which that was a weird comment from Jordan Stahl.
Yeah.
that was.
So-
I don't know what that was about.
That was very weird.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
that
not gonna say it. The Stahl brothers are kind of dopey.
I
Like,
think
they
the
also-
Stahl brothers
Eric
are trying
Stahl
back to
claimed he never
Weimer,
wore
too.
a Pride jersey, and I thought the funniest thing was I saw Sportsnet when they ran that, they put in like a corner key graphic of him wearing the Pride jersey in Montreal because he did. But it was just, I think everyone is so focused on that. I think they just forgot about James Reimer. Instead of forget about Dre, they just forgot about Rhymes.
The thing is with Weimer was what, 1-2 years ago, right? So
Yeah, it was about that. Yeah.
anyway, I look at it, that's one of those I
And
mentioned.
words are
Joseph,
different than actions. That's all I'm going to say on,
Joseph
Hockey
Wall
Canada
is- Joseph Wall is out of Leafland at the moment due to some family emergency. So
We
we're
hope everything's okay.
sending
With him.
hopes and prayers to him and his family. Hope that he's okay. I think that with Mr. Weimer, the other thing everyone's forgetting about is the Leafs have not signed James Weimer. They have gave him a professional tryout. There's a good possibility that he doesn't even play in the preseason. Oh, it's a good possibility he plays in the preseason and he's terrible. Oh, it's a good possibility he plays in the preseason. We sign him to an AHL Toronto Maori contract, right? I think everyone's just kind of taking this out of proportion. The thing is, they needed a goalie, and sure, you could get Connor Ingram, but if you get Connor Ingram, was he going to agree to professional tryout? Probably not. And then
He
if
didn't
you
have a
sign
choice.
him, you're kind of stuck with him. And then what are you going to do with Connor Ingram when you have Joseph Wall and Stolov and Harold B and Matt Murray and who knows who else?
I think
right?
Matt Murray's there.
Oh, yeah, they don't have Matt Murray anymore. My apologies. But what I mean is, like, there's like, see, that's something else I agreed with.
I just think Connor.
But what I
Ingram's
mean
better
is,
than
like,
James Reimer.
I think he was the best goalie you can get on a professional tryout.
Marc-Andre Fleury.
Well, okay. But
They should have
I
traded
still
for
think
Trey
Marc-Andre Fleury's will come back. I mean, it was pretty awesome in the stands. Full of Cherry and Marc-Andre Fleury. One more year. And it's like, come on, dude. Don't be selfish. Come on back for one more year.
I think it's I can see. It's just around trade deadline day. He's been getting kind of like, I got to get away from his kids. I don't want to be around my kids anymore. They're driving me nuts. I want to go back playing a chill.
Pittsburgh just got the ball. The game's over.
Yeah.
Yay. Aaron Rodgers.
Oh well.
And absolutely
Yeah.
nothing in the fourth quarter and almost blew a 18-point lead.
They almost did. That's crazy.
But
Okay.
no, I think James Reimer. It's one of those situations that no one really. Everyone has seemed to have forgotten what he said. And well, look, the Stahl brothers are still in the league. I mean, like there was a lot of players who said things, but they're still kicking around. But I'm more curious when Leafland about when the Stolars deal gets done. The Stolars deal, it's another thing in Leafland. We don't talk hockey too much longer, so we got
I heard it's coming around at $4 million.
around 4.5 over 4, which I think is
That's
quite
a steal.
Yeah, that's a great deal. But again,
I'm happy with that.
it's the John Tavares effect, right? Since John Tavares has taken less money to make this team better, we see Knives take, like, Knives got paid 7.7, which is a lot. He easily could have got 8 or 9 in the open market.
So do you think Connor McDavid should do the same thing and not take 16?
I heard
I think he should. I don't think he will. But I think he
There's
should.
rumors that he's not taking the full.
Okay, but like if he takes like 15.8, I don't consider that much of a pay cut.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Like, I think for Edmonton, they need to try to get McDavid to around 13. I think that's the magic number.
Because then an extra $3 million, you get a decent goalie, decent player, right?
Well, too, you got to pay Evan Bouchard for some reason.
Well, why that contract? Why?
But I'm just upset that the Steelers won.
I'm not. I'm quite happy.
No, because we don't get to see Dan in a clan suit.
I picked the Steelers on the Streakers app, so I'm
There's
happy.
still plenty of time for Aaron Rodgers to just leave. Look, I will say Aaron Rodgers for the first couple games has been playing better than I expected.
I'm not surprised.
I mean, the one loss he played pretty bad, but no, obviously though in the NHL we will have an NHL season preview show. I think what we'll probably do a Leafs preview show as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll do one breaking down the Canadian teams. We'll probably do 3 shows. Leafs, Canadian teams, rest of the league.
Yeah, 100%.
So actually, we gotta get going on those. Yeah. NHL regular season starts in like a week and a half, right? So
isn't it crazy?
Yeah. It's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just me, but I'm not fully mentally in hockey until CFL's done.
Well, I want your opinion on this. To be honest,
what opinion would you like, Mr. Dashko?
Oh, you say I can't do that with mine
because I know how to not break gear and you don't.
He is broken.
But do you guys feel like this? I don't know, man. It could just be me. Do you just feel like the season is just not that exciting because there wasn't a lot of crazy changes, and there was not like unless you're a Vegas fan and you're getting Mitch Marner. Like, you really think about it, there wasn't any big crazy changes. Like, there's no big rookies coming in.
No
crazy changes.
It was a boring off season.
It was.
It was 100%.
I feel like it's kind of let in. Like, whereas more like last year we were really excited because of like Connor Bedard and this and that and this and that, and this year's just like whatever.
We still have to talk, but we got a lot of fans, Maple Leaf fans, following the Iwood. I mean, we have
of course, we're still going to talk hockey.
We have some fans that only follow our Maple Leaf stuff, right?
So. I do agree with Mr. Dashko that like the off season was disheartening, and I think too. I'll be honest. I'll be very curious to see how fans react if players like Carter Hart, Michael McLeod, Dylan Dubé, Cale Foote, and Alexander Formanton actually get contracts.
I heard Vegas wants Carter Hart.
Why?
I could see it. He
hasn't played in 2 years.
You look at their goalie situation.
He didn't even play in the KHL. The guy's going to be rusty as hell. He's going to be rustier than a car I find at Zayre's.
Rustier than a Mazda.
I don't know, boys. I think that's where the NHL could be seeing a lot of flack. At the end of the day, people worried about CFL fans not showing up, and we saw some of the best attendance we've seen all year this week. So I don't think the rule changes are going to affect attendance in the CFL in a negative way. No, we saw Edmonton have over 30,000. Winnipeg was a sellout. Calgary had over 24,000 for them to watch them poop the bed.
Yeah. BC had a good crowd too.
BC had over 20,000. It was a really good week for crowds in the CFL. And actually, I want to ask your guys' opinion on this.
Montreal had a good crowd.
They did. It was over 20,000 as well. Do you guys see? I don't know if you've heard. We'll talk about this way more in our pre-record. But the CFL commissioners came out and said that there have been multiple groups asking about expansion since they've announced the rule changes.
Yeah, I could see that.
So he said internationally. Do you think this is outside of the States? Like outside of Canada and the States? And if so,
it wouldn't work.
I think it could work in Mexico.
The travel would be crazy though.
Not much further than it'd be closer than Alaska. Actually, you know what? Let's actually Google this.
How long is a flight to Mexico? It's got to be at least
So where's Mexico?
5 hours, 6 hours?
No, it's got to be longer than that.
No, it's just straight down south. Like what?
Mind you, Mexico City's 22.8 million people, so it's not like they couldn't support a team potentially. Just hear me out on this. flight time.
But then it's not the CFL thing because now you're mixing in different countries. Not the
They've
Canadian
done it
football.
before, though.
That's
But
right. they've done it
Mexico?
before.
No,
Not Mexico,
I'm just saying if
but
he's saying
Mexico.
outside, it's a 5-hour flight from Toronto to Mexico City.
I said about
Oh.
5 hours.
That's not bad. What about BC?
Problem is, who's going to take the bill? You look at 2 of 7 of the 9 teams are losing money. I don't think they're going to be happy booking flights in Mexico.
To put in perspective, Dan, to fly from Toronto to British Columbia is 5 hours and 9 minutes. Probably cheaper to fly to Mexico than it is to fly to Vancouver.
Probably.
That's crazy.
That's all I'm saying, boys, right? Maybe when they're talking internationally, I'm assuming it's going to be mostly the States.
Yeah.
And I think you're going to, if you really want to figure out which cities, go just do some research and look into the XFL and UFL for when that league folds. Because I don't see that league lasting much longer than a couple
So you
of
said
years.
St. Louis, you think we'll get a team?
Yeah,
You think
St. Louis, yeah.
we
There's
still
also been, now, mind you, there has been groups in Canada interested. There's been I've been hearing rumblings about Windsor.
Halifax, right?
Windsor?
Halifax. Yeah, I've been hearing rumors about Windsor.
Windsor?
That would be huge, actually, because you could get that Detroit market.
Do a partnership
Windsor?
with the Lions.
I could see.
And I've
Windsor
told
being-
you, CFL teams do better in B markets. Windsor's a good B market.
Windsor's a Z market, bro. What do they do besides to make salt?
They have the hockey team that does really well. They're Spitfire solid almost every game.
Okay, well, that's like juniors.
You don't get it. There's
Windsor.
nothing to do. So they need something to do.
I can even see if someone could argue London, but Windsor?
I've seen Windsor.
I
Gosh,
think it'd be
Halifax
successful.
totally makes sense.
Windsor's got a
think-
population of 347,000, so it's not that much smaller than Hamilton. Hamilton does well.
That's 200,000 less than Hamilton. That's a big difference, Jacob.
No, that's Hamilton and surrounding area. Hamilton itself is
You
around,
see the
like,
great big giant sign on the highway. It says Hamilton. It says
says Hamilton region
570,000.
if you actually read it.
No, it doesn't.
So that's Hamilton, Stony Creek, and Dundas. Yes, it is.
Whatever.
Yeah, because Stony Creek's counted as Hamilton.
Stony Creek counts as Hamilton, Dan.
Okay.
So it's Dundas when you go to the population.
Sure.
Ancaster does too, I believe. Too.
Ancaster does as well, yeah, because that's why taxes are so much higher in those other areas. Because when Hamilton took them over, they just jacked the taxes everywhere else except Hamilton.
Yeah.
But no, I want you guys to think about this more for our pre-recorded show. I'm giving you guys some homework live on the air. So if you aren't prepared, we can call you out for it. That I want you to think of where you
I
think
like doing
you can
homework.
see
I never
CFL
did homework.
expansion within the next 5 years.
None of it. None of it. They don't want none of it.
But on that bombshell, it is time for me to say thank you for watching the Streakers On podcast. It was a great achievement of us to get this show off the air today. So thank you very much for watching. I'm the self-proclaimed sports analyst, joined by Mr. Lane Dashco. Lane, you look so sad.
He's sad that it's over.
Because we have to leave StreamYard, and I don't want to leave StreamYard.
He's been here since 6 a.m. He doesn't want to leave.
I don't want to close the website.
Trying to hit the big X.
But Lane will recover because we will be doing a pre-record tonight. That will air tomorrow morning.
Maybe we'll go live tonight too.
We'll see how that goes. Depends how my voice is doing. I'm still fighting this cold. But thank you very much for watching. I'm the South Korea sports analyst, joined by teary-eyed but dashingness.
You can't really see my face because of my lighting in the background. But I'm here, everyone.
And of course, Mr. More for your money.
Woo!
We'll see you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Big smile. Bigger smile. Bigger.